Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. I wanted to talk about how there is this fine line that I'm starting to understand a little bit between taking action and just being, because the world is in a transition right now. There's a transition of energy, there's a raising of consciousness. There's a lot of people that are becoming more and more aware of what's going on. And there's very little that can be done to control the outcome because it's all divinely planned. However, there is free will. There is things you can do, like there is things you can say to people, but there's a fine line also between forcing and gently guiding, because whoever's meant to wake up is going to wake up regardless. You're not going to necessarily push them further than they're supposed to go. So basically, it's been a challenge for me personally, obviously, for some who know my story for the last few months. It's been a challenge to separate myself from the need to wake people up, because really the underlying emotion that's driving it is fear, because I'm afraid for our freedom and losing it, right? But then it's like I'm floating between trust and fear, because really, you just have to keep coming back to that place where you just know that it's all being planned out as it needs to be. And this vibration of being it could mean different things to different people, really, but it's really about just becoming centered in truth, in terms of a higher reality than what's going on this planet. Like, you are not just seeing these physical wars and these physical struggles and these physical arguments. Like, you're looking from a higher perspective, and you are staying in this space of knowing, which may be called this term of 5D reality. Really, you're becoming in such a high vibration that a lot of what's going on, you realize, is of such a low vibration that you can no longer become attached to it. And so it's easier said than done for a lot of people. I am talking to myself at the same time, because yes, the fear is still there, and I'm still stuck in the 3D right now of that. And then, but what's happening is I'm oscillating between the two, the 3D and then this higher vibration of the 5D. If you don't know what that's about, just do some research, or you can ask me for some other sources that explain it well, because I haven't fully gotten there yet, it's hard for me to explain it, but I get it. And what's happening is I'm oscillating more and more, and I'm feeling it more and more, what it's like to go into a 5D reality, meaning we are limitless, we're infinite. And when you're in that space of pure love, it's involving love, high vibration, non-attachment, a knowing, and a trust in divine planning, and abilities that we don't have here on this 3D plane, like stuff like, time travel and magic and healing, instantaneous healing, stuff like that, which I've tapped into, but I'm still not there in all aspects. So the more you're in that space, the less likely this 3D reality, the war that's happening on this physical realm, will impact you. And the more you stay in that high vibration, the more you can become the example. It's like you're it's like a magnet. It's like you're pulling the low vibrations to meet you at that level. However, not everyone's going to go there, and that's okay. But see, that's where the non-attachment has to come in, because you can't keep fighting. And it's leading by example, really. But you have to be authentic about it. You can't just talk about it and say, this is what you're supposed to do. You have to be it. It's being it. And this has been my main struggle. And I'm being honest. You know, we're human, right? We come into this reality and we have to struggle with human emotions. But if you just look at it in a way that, like, it's like a self-acceptance. It's like, okay, I'm going through this. I have to go through this. But if you become aware that it's completely normal and you don't reject it and you don't reject yourself, it becomes easier and easier to come into a space of love. And once you like allow those emotions to just pass through you and realize that it's all just energy, right? And everything is happening in a way that is meant to come into a balance. Like, there is no such thing as a mistake, really. All these things that are happening, that are impacting the world, it's all about rebalancing our evolution, our consciousness, so that we can evolve and come back to our origin, which is really, we are 5-dimensional beings. We are capable of a lot more than this physical reality. And a lot of people know this because intuition, clairvoyance, ability to heal, it's all really real. And more people are turning to these alternative methods because they're not alternative. They are the original methods of healing, of being, of knowing. We're all capable of it. It's just discovering that. And the more you know that, the less likely you're going to be attached to the outcome of this entire planet. You are just going to trust. And you're going to be the example of that high vibration, non-attached, loving human being. So I just want to leave you with that, because it's something that people still need to work with. And I'm not saying that you ignore or deny that there's a lot of darkness, but without the darkness you wouldn't understand what the love and the light is. It's like you need to acknowledge both. You can't be in denial of either of them. You can't say, oh, that's BS, I can't just be in a place of love, because that's not going to do anything. Actually, no, it does a lot. But you also need to acknowledge that, yes, there is darkness, but that's just energy. These are just counteracting energies that need to be there to challenge one another, to grow and to evolve. So just stay in a place of trust and love as much as you can. The more I evolve into that, the more I can express it in a way that will help people understand it and be it. So I've learned this the hard way too, because I've noticed I can't help someone if I'm not there. So that is just my own evidence of the reality of things. So just remember that you can only help others if you are already in the space, genuinely there, and then you can help others to get there. All right. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back soon.